He's listed among the freemen of the borough in the town hall.
He's even got a blue plaque dedicated to him. It says he was the most decorated private soldier of World War I.
But if you dig a little deeper, it seems that he actually hit the headlines for having Adolf Hitler in his sights, then not pulling the trigger.
They say Henry Tandy could have prevented the Second World War, and after the Coventry Blitz, Henry was racked with guilt for letting Hitler go. But is it really true? I'm here to find out.
Leamington Town Hall seems like a good place to start. Robin Taylor's from the town's Blue Plaque Committee, and he knows the tale well.
Hitler remembered being wounded on the Western Front and remembered a British soldier pointing his gun at him and then deliberately not firing, in other words, refusing to kill him. Much later on, when Hitler was in power, he saw a photograph of a picture which shows a British soldier carrying a wounded British soldier. And when Hitler saw this, he recognised the soldier doing the carrying as the man who had refused to kill him.
Do you think it's true?
The whole story I find plausible, not proved, and I would give it 6 to 4 on as being true.
So there could be some truth in it. The man carrying the wounded soldier is none other than Private Henry Tandy. The painting is of his regiment, the Green Howards, marching out of the Menin Crossroads near Ypres. And the original is currently on show at Kipling Hall in Yorkshire. So how did Hitler come to see it?
Hitler certainly received a copy and a photograph of this painting. We have a letter from Hitler's adjutant, Captain Wiedmann, thanking us for the large photograph.
Henry's regiment sent Hitler a copy of the picture as a gesture of goodwill, because he also served in the battle it shows. Some years later, in 1938, he met British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain in Munich.
Hitler was very proud of the fact that he'd actually seen military service and showed the photograph to Chamberlain and pointed out Tandy in it. So he obviously knew about Tandy. And Chamberlain, so the story goes, when he came back after waving his white note saying peace in our time, apparently rang up Tandy near Coventry and could not get through to Tandy because Tandy was out, but spoke to a member of the family to say that it was the Prime Minister speaking and that he'd seen the photograph of Tandy when he was with Hitler.
Hitler had asked Chamberlain to pass on his thanks to Henry, and if the story is to be believed, the Prime Minister did just that. From that point on, he was forever labelled the man who could have shot Hitler, but not everyone believes it.
It's an incredible story, David, if it's true, but you don't think it's true, do you, this story with Henry Tandy?
No, I don't think it's true, no.
Warwickshire historian David Johnson is the author of a book about Henry's life, and he thinks all the evidence points to the story not being true.
In 1997, Lieutenant Colonel Mackintosh, who was the regimental secretary of the Green Howards, tried to get to the bottom of this story, and he contacted the Bavarian State Archives, and they confirmed that in fact Hitler was on leave from the 25th to the 27th of September. The event when his life was spared was supposed to have happened on the 28th. But also, it turned out that on the 17th of September he'd been transferred to another part of the line anyway, so he would have been 50 miles away.